Exponents. Exponents are repeated multiplication. So let's look at this first example. So we have solve 3 raised to the second power. So this 3 is considered our base number, and that 2 is the exponent. So now let's go ahead and solve for this problem. So when we have 3 raised to the second power, it's saying that we have 2 copies of the 3. So we are then multiplying 3 times 3 to give us 9. So this would be the solution to this problem. So let's do another example. Solve for the following. 6 raised to the 4th power. So we have our base number of 6 and our exponent of 4. So what this means is that we are multiplying 6 4 times because we have 4 copies of 6 that we multiply together. So 6 times 6 is, we're just going to go 36. And then 6 times 6 there is 36. So let's go ahead and just multiply 36 times 36 over to the side. 6 times 6 is 36. So we're going to carry that 3 over. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 3 is 21. Have a placeholder of 0. Then we can move on. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. Now we add. 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. 2 plus 0 is 2. And then we have 1. So our solution is 1,296. So let's now look at another example. Example 3. Solve for the following. 4 raised to the 3rd power. So we have 4 times 4 times 4. This is because we have a base number of 4. Our exponent is 3, so we have 3 copies of 4 that we multiply. So we have 4 times 4. That is 16. Times 4 gives us what? So let's go ahead and do that to the side. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. So we have 64. And that would be our solution to this problem. And let's do another example. Example 4. Now, exponents can only affect what they are next to. So let's look at example 4 and look at the following scenarios and how they're different. So the first one is encased in parentheses around the -3. So this means when you have an exponent raised to the second power to this parentheses in -3, that means we're going to go ahead and multiply -3 times -3. Now, when we have 2 negative numbers, that makes it positive. So our solution will be 3 times 3, which is just 9. Now look at this one. This one doesn't have parentheses. So that exponent only affects actually the 3, not the negative. So how we would do that would be, we can leave the negative out there and go 3 times 3. And so we only have one negative sign, which affects the solution. So we have 3 times 3. So this would be -9. So when you have an exponent just attached to a number, it doesn't include the negative number when multiplying. So that's how we can get 2 different answers of 9 and -9 for this problem. So let's look at another example. Solve for the following. 1.5 raised to the second power. So we have 1.5 times 1.5. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this off to the side. So we have 5 times 5, which is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Have a placeholder of 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is just 1. Let's add these together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now we need to count how many place values after the decimal we have. So we have 1 here and we have 1 here. So that's 2. So we could go ahead and move the decimal over 2 times, and we get 2.25 as our final solution to this problem. And so let's do one final example. Example 6, solve for the following. So we have negative 2 raised to the third power. So we have, notice that we have an exponent here, but it has a parentheses. So that means we have negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So notice we have an odd amount of negative signs. So that means our final answer will also have a negative. So now we can go ahead and solve. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So our final solution is negative 8.